Okay, guys, Friday night. I'm here with Chris Scheler. God damn it, he's back. He made a deal with the devil. Now it's the second time through on the Limbo podcast. That's what you get. You make a deal with the devil, you got to talk to me twice.
What's up, Joe? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I cannot commend you enough for how good a song Damage Control actually is. That
Dude,
is a
thanks a lot.
good tune. Nah, seriously, that is a fucking tune. I I was a fan because of Deal with the Devil for sure, but Damage Control is a whole new level, man. It's a whole new level.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It took me by surprise a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I started recording those songs both sort of together. I wrote them about the same time. I wanted to do one song in the studio, and with the current crew that I'm working with, and
Right.
I did two of these demos, and I was on. I just wanted like to do one and then have one as like a backup in case they didn't like, or if somebody preferred one over the other.
Right.
And the whole way through, I thought "Deal with the Devil" was the stronger song. Um,
Mhm.
it has a catchy intro and a good
Totally.
chorus.
No, and
And
I'm not shitting on Deal with the Devil at all because that's a great song. But
no,
what I'm saying is that
thanks.
Damage Control makes that look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I didn't take it that way, but yeah, I think because we finished "Deal with the Devil" first, I got to hear this awesome polished finished product while I
Right.
still had my crappy demo that I made in my basement for Damage Control. And I always liked the song. I thought it was cool. It didn't grab me the same way as
Deal with
Devil.
the Devil, yeah.
And just having the other guys I work with take hold of it and put their own spin on it, just made it so much more interesting.
Hmm.
And it's, I think, musically interesting. Um, I like the way like all the vocal layers
Yes.
turned out,
Yes.
and that was really Grant McFarlane,
Hmm.
one of the producers that I work with. Just his creative suggestions about just building layers. He like, why don't we try this? And he'll nudge me with like the melody ideas a little bit. Like I take it in one way, but he hears, why don't we try this?
Try three melodies and then just do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
and
two or whatever.
he kind of pushes me. Well, it's good. Like I write on my own, so it's good to have another creative input.
Mhm.
And then not only that, but just building all the layers, like just really, I think, made it polished. So,
Yeah.
yeah, super happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, man. I've seen, you're getting some plays on that. I've seen that around Twitter for sure. You're getting people are picking it up.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's a couple so far. Yeah, I'm sending it
Fuck.
to a few others next week and
That's good.
hoping people dig it.
I honestly don't see how they can't. Like that is a solid rock radio song is what that is. Big
Thank you.
time. And
Appreciate
not shitty rock radio, not like that, there's garbage rock radio, but that's the good stuff, man. Like we played on SLE and I'll play it again when I go there tonight. I'll play it again because that's a fucking good tune. It's a damn good tune.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you sharing it and
Oh,
spinning it as well.
no brainer, dude.
Sometimes you're playing it while I'm sleeping, so
I try to
I know
take it
you
just
don't
so you
sleep,
know.
so
I don't
that's not a
sleep.
problem for you. Pounding the coffees there at nighttime. So
Fuck, I have to, man. It's crazy. I don't know what I've gotten myself into some days, but that's what it is.
yeah, yeah, you're busy.
Well, tonight I gotta talk. I'm talking to you, that I'm talking to another buddy from here, so that's why I said I'll just move you back because your time zone's the same as mine. and then, and then I'm doing the morning show, and then I'm gonna wake up at like 6 or 7 to do one with a guy from France. So
Wow,
it's gonna be a busy ass weekend. But I'm not doing fuck all for Saturday and Sunday for once. I'm gonna take
cool.
Saturday,
Well, yeah, you deserve a break after that.
take a small break, and then back at it rest of the month into November.
Wow.
But what? So this song, you worked with the same guys as Deal with the Devil, so you had kind of the same core group.
Yeah, same core group. Jason Greenwood on guitar. He's a close friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. Um, Robin Diaz on drums. He's based in LA. And recording, I had Grant McFarland and Carson Slovak. And worked with them in a different studio this time.
Okay.
Because they're in the process of moving studios.
Okay.
And this was actually like a temporary spot they had set up. So next time I'm with them, it'll be yet another place. So
nice.
It's kind of cool to record in a different environment and
changes it up a little bit. That's cool.
Change the scenery and it was cool because they actually didn't have a vocal booth set up yet.
Sure.
They had just recently started. This was back in June. They had recently just started up recording clients again
after all the COVID
lockdown.
Yeah.
And I was the first vocalist, and it was hilarious. Grant was like, we're tracking guitars, and I'm like kind of doing some last minute arranging things on bass, and like over in the next room, Grant's hustling around, just grabbing all kinds of stuff, building a vocal booth out of like just whatever was around. Because he first had me do like a mic test, and he's like, "No, I'm just hearing too much of the room in here." So he closed me in, and basically there was like a half a cubicle and like some boxes, and it worked out great. And actually, my wife took a picture of me in there and compared me to the other studio they had, where they had like this really state of the art vocal booth.
Pro stuff,
yeah. And it's just funny, like seeing the visual of the two next to each other. But I mean, with the result, those guys are pros. You couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could have recorded that in your bathroom with those guys. That would have been fine.
Yeah, and they would have made it sound great. And and he was kind of apologetic about it because it was kind of a temporary setup for him. And like, I trust you that you know what you're doing. So
just happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what's coming down the pipe next for you, dude? Like, I know you'll sit on this one for a bit, but you got more that you're talking about doing?
Well, I have, as far as new material, I'm working on a couple collaborations right now.
Nice.
Actually 2 of those with some different artists. So,
cool.
Hoping within the next few months I'll be able to get 1 or 2 of those out.
Nice.
And let's see what else I got going on. I got some acoustic stuff I'm working on. I want to do an acoustic version of both of those songs, Deal with the Devil.
That's cool.
And Damage Control.
Those will both translate fantastic to acoustic, I think.
Yeah, thank you. And it's I'm kind of having to take a different approach to them because they're just so intense.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like power chords and stuff. So to translate it to acoustic, like I have to arrange it differently.
Yeah.
So,
but that'd be kind of, I don't know anything about playing guitar, obviously, but I think that's like half the fun.
Yeah. And it's really, both of them I have like a rough demo. They're the same song, like the melody's there. So you recognize it. It's not like totally different, but just the playing is different and, they're, much lower intensity,
right.
But, yeah, you still like recognize it. It doesn't sound unfamiliar. So I'm kind of excited about that direction.
No doubt. That's sweet.
Yeah. And then hopefully I'm hoping by the end of the year or early next year, get back in the studio with some new material and call these guys up again and,
keep it going.
See if we can kind of continue the vibe we have going. And, oh, and hey, I got an SLE guest spot. I think I told you about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm excited to host a radio show for an hour.
When are you doing that?
I don't have the date yet. I'm actually putting it all together now. I'm just soliciting some material from some friends, and I'm gonna record it the first time. I'm not
Yeah, dude,
ready
don't
to
do
go
it,
live
but
yet.
man, yeah, those
But Jay
people.
gave me the option. He said, "Do what you're comfortable
Yeah,
with."
you know what, Jay, you fucking bully. That's all I can say. Making people go live all the time. He was telling me
Yeah.
to do
So
this live all the time. I was like, fuck you, I can't do it. Well,
you know
that's
what?
great.
If you do it that way, maybe you just get it over with. Like I'll probably do like a million takes of between every song. But yeah, it's coming together right now
That's awesome.
as far as collecting the songs, and
Yeah,
once that's done, I'll establish a date.
that's sweet, man.
But yeah, got some really good ones so far.
No doubt. I look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm just my internet's acting up, so if I turn my Wi-Fi on my phone off, we'll be good to go. There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, it froze up for a second. I
That's
wasn't sure if that was me.
it says my connection was unstable, so I was like, all right, bye bye phone. That's fine. No, that's interesting. And that's one thing I love about what Jay's doing at SLE is that it is such a huge community that he's working on building, and just getting the artists involved that he plays is really cool.
Hmm.
Like he had one lady on there last week or the week before, Lord Snow, and she did fantastic. She did a fantastic job, and I didn't realize that she did hers live, and that was her
Oh, okay.
first time. That was her first time doing it, and
Hmm.
because I thought it was pre-recorded. And I like I said, I would never do it. Well, besides the morning show, I do live, but I could never do one of my other shows live. I don't think
Okay.
I wouldn't have the brass. So kudos to you, man. That's cool. It's pre-recorded, sweet.
Thanks. Yeah, I figure
Sweet.
I'll get my feet wet, and if
Christ,
I'm
keep
comfortable with it, maybe in the future I'll go live some
yeah,
other time.
yeah, exactly. Well, if the problem with that place is you do one and then you're hooked, and then you're going to be a host, and you can join all the rest of us assholes on there.
That's cool though. I mean, you're right though. He does have like a really good community going on,
That's great. Yeah,
and it's cool to I see a lot of these artists on Twitter posting their songs and everything, but it's cool to like hear them alongside other artists, and then have people that I like sort of know give their perspective on it. And yeah, it's cool to like hear the DJ's take in between the songs and tell about the song and everything. It's
yeah.
fascinating.
It's pretty exciting for the community right now when you have places like SLE and Ollie at Radio TFSC. Those two places are crazy for supporting indie artists, and building a community around it. It's not just about we all interact with each other, and we all share the stuff and everything like that. It makes it a little easier on everyone when we're all in it together, right?
Yeah,
It's not a selfish thing, and you're not alone trying to slug it out and get your music out there. We're all doing it. That's
true.
good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm starting. It's reminding me of when I was just starting out, like in bands.
Mm-hmm.
When we weren't playing, we'd always go see other bands' shows.
Yeah.
Like it was cool to catch up with them between sets, and they always appreciated seeing us, and likewise they'd come to our shows, and yeah, it was a whole community.
Yeah.
And that's what this kind of reminds me of, except we're at our computers and not at a bar.
That's right. Which is cheaper for everyone.
It is, yeah.
Spending money on drinks all the time.
That's for sure.
But certainly now with the pandemic, who the hell knows when people will be playing in bars again? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
How's that been in Pennsylvania for you? Is it still wild, or is it not too bad?
They still have bars closed down. Restaurants can be open. There's been some like outdoor activity going on. I haven't gotten back to any of that yet. I've gone to see like some friends play, and quite frankly, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Just like people acting like things are back to normal.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the surface, like playing an outdoor show and, you know, if everybody's taking precaution, like there should be nothing wrong with that.
Well, yeah, yeah.
But it was just too many people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, if I do that, like, you know, people always want to come up and talk, which is awesome. And one of the best parts about playing is meeting up with strangers and them telling you how, you know, you helped entertain them and forget about their problems for a couple hours. Like when people were drinking and everything, like they let their guard down, and that kind of makes me nervous. So I'm like, I'm just gonna lay low
a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Hide out. Stay away at the back as far as you can.
Yeah. But yeah, people were starting to do that kind of stuff, like the outdoor things. And I don't know what's going to happen, like when it starts to get cold here soon. I know it's probably freezing for you up there. I heard you had snow already or something, right?
Fuck yeah, yeah. We had snow the other day. It's gone now. It didn't stick, but it was enough to just fuck people over. Like,
yeah,
this fucking town, man. I swear to God, it snows every year since I've been alive, and I'm fucking 36, and it snows before Halloween at least once.
wow.
And you know, sun as it stays. Mostly it doesn't, but people will constantly forget how to drive. It is
right.
fucking pathetic. It's horrible. You people are worthless. Thank you. There's my PSA.
Yeah.
Fucking driving in winter up here. Jesus.
That's very uplifting.
Yeah. 7 months of the year we're covered in fucking snow, and you assholes can't figure it out for one day. Like, fuck off. Okay. I told this story on SLE, but I'm driving behind this car to go get groceries. Okay. So I woke up at 6 a.m. to go pick up groceries for 7. And my wife says, "Oh, look, it snowed out." I was like, fuck. God damn it. Because I know the assholes are going to be out and they don't know how to fucking drive. I know how to drive. I'm fine. I don't have a fancy vehicle. It's just sheer skill and confidence and everything like that. I don't got winter tires. I don't got any of the bells and whistles. I drive like a fucking 14-year-old car. It's fine. I'm going down this road that's like, so we do kilometers up here. So it's 60 kilometers, so like 40 miles an hour is the speed limit on this one spot. And there's a car in front of me. It's going like 10 miles an hour. No, that's too fast. 5 miles an hour with his fucking hazard lights on. And I'm thinking, what is happening? What is fucking happening right now that you're doing this? And there's a car in the other lane beside him doing the same thing. And I'm like, it's not even that icy out.
You're going to slide into him.
Right. So I'm hanging back. I'm like, okay, I'll fuck off. That's fine. But I go and I pass the one car, and as I'm going around him, he like taps on his brake and he just gets pulled off the road like he got hit by some sort of fucking invisible semi truck, just like whoa, and smashes into this curb. I was like, what in the fuck just happened? Like, I'm still going 30 miles an hour, no problem, and you're going 5, and you lost control. Stay home.
That probably would have been me.
Yeah, but you're from Pennsylvania. You guys get snow.
We do. That reminds me, back when I was like 16, learning how to drive.
Yeah, see, I could see that. This was like a seasoned, this was an adult. This wasn't like a 15-year-old. I could see if it was a kid, I would have made some I would have had some mercy. But I was just like, what in the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I just kept going. I was like, I can't even fucking deal with this. You're a moron. No.
Yeah, I remember getting sucked like off the road like that when I was I was driving home from school. It like started snowing midday or something, and I had all the I went back all these back roads, and it was pretty windy. Driving a stick, pretty inexperienced, and like it just got slick, and I'm going around the turn, and all of a sudden I slowly get just like sucked into the shoulder. It was very gentle. It was.
Yeah. You just couldn't stop. You're being cradled into the corner.
Yeah. But I was stuck. I had like a Plymouth Horizon, and like it just there was no traction or anything. So I don't remember how, but I worked my way out of it somehow.
Good for you, man. That's hilarious. Everybody's got stories like that though in the winter. Yeah. That's fine. That happens. I have for sure, but it's like from those you learn how to drive. So I guess maybe this person will have it fucking figured out the next time for the actual winter snowfall that happens.
Let's hope.
It is cold though. I don't know. Those first couple cold days here are like, oh, it's a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really fucking going anywhere with this pandemic bullshit, so I just kind of stay inside. Like, oh, it's a shock to the system, man.
Yeah, you're used to being warm.
Yeah. You go out and you get all the fucking sniffles after. It's like, oh god, that's it. Finally, it happened. Yeah. Is it COVID? Oh god.
Oh no.
But it's not. It's fine. It's all good. We're all good here. I don't know. But yes, winters. I love summer, but I hate being hot. I can warm up easier than I can cool off, but I still hate winter. It's too cold here.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fall person myself.
See, exactly. Fall is the optimal season. That is the perfect one. Even spring is just not quite as good as fall. That's right. I like that. So can you tell me who you're going to be working with on these couple songs you mentioned? Is it anybody that I know from the Twitter realm?
I could tell you the one project I can't say anything yet because I don't want to jinx it.
Secret.
Yeah. And then the other one is a good friend of mine. His name's Nate Penwell.
Okay.
He actually does another podcast.
Nice.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.
Which Nate the drummer.
He started it like over the summer, and it's been like mostly like the local central Pennsylvania scene here.
That's cool.
He's branching out a little bit too, but he wrote he did a song, basically did it on his phone, and he's like, I need a vocal for this, and I think you'd sound good. And this was months ago. He sent it to me, and I haven't come up with anything for it yet. But like he's like, I thought you were blowing me off, but I'm like, I just didn't. The muse hasn't struck lyrically. So now that I got Damage Control done and sort of, off my plate, like maybe I can concentrate on that a little bit, and I'm excited to work with it.
That's awesome.
Kind of work with some other people.
Nice. That's hard. It's hard when you almost feel kind of like you're blocked when you have one you really want to get out and not, don't really do anything else until that one's done.
Right. Yeah. And just like life happens.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
I don't take the time to, sit in a dark room with a paper and pen. I just kind of have to wait till ideas come to me.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you're a busy guy, right? You got the family, you got all that going on. So I know.
I do. Yes.
That's good.
What about you? You have one kid?
I got two. I got two boys. I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Oh.
I know, right? It's like, it's insane all the time. Yeah. And do you have siblings?
What's that?
Are you an only child or do you have siblings?
I have 2 siblings, okay. Brother and sister.
A brother and sister now. Okay, so I'm trying to figure shit out because I had a younger sister, and I never fought with my sister as much as my 2 kids fight. Is that a boy thing?
It could be, and I think it's a close in age thing too. Okay. My brother and I we're 3 years apart, okay. And growing up we fought a lot, but we were also it was like a best friends or worst enemies scenario.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing happening here.
And I can see kind of the same with my son and daughter. They're my 2 oldest. They're 2 years apart.
Okay.
And at one time they were 2 and 4, and that was quite a time to be alive. But yeah, you're not alone. It's
okay,
I think it's a close in age thing.
Okay, good. As long as that's all it is, that I'm not unique. My God. It's like anything in the world. Like my 4-year-old's crazy. Don't touch that. It's like, you haven't looked at it for 8 months. You forgot you had that, and now you're like, oh my God. And you just fight. Then now the little one's getting bigger, so he's not taking any crap off Big Brother anymore, right? So he's like, oh.
Yeah. But then it just escalates.
They just grab each other and just start going. It's like, oh my God, what's happening? It's wild. Yeah, instigates is right. He starts shit too. He's not innocent.
Yeah. And I'm surprised you're doing this right now after a day of that.
That's my wind down time.
That's cool.
They go to sleep and I come in here and hide. But no, it's good. They're great. They're great kids. They're just high spirited, I would say.
Right.
So you think that when I talk to you, I want to talk to you in December when I do my Friends of the Podcast month. That's all I'm going to do is just buddies.
That'd be awesome.
I think the next time I talk to you after that you might have an EP started.
I hope so. I mean, what I wanted to do was do 1 or 2 songs and then do an EP. Mm-hmm. But I think what I might do is just, and I mean, it's going to have to, the timing will have to work out, but I think what I might do is just add 3 more songs to what I have. Yeah. And that maybe make that the EP, because
solid ass EP with those 2 songs on it.
Yeah, I feel like they go together well. Yeah, they do. I have a bunch more ideas that are really in that same sort of same vibe, kind of like that kind of up-tempo rock, little kind of hard rock, but not too hard.
It's good. Like it's heavy, but it's not like overbearing heavy, because you have such a good voice on it and your performance is excellent, but it's not, it's good. It's a groovy ass riff. So it is. That's good. That's a good song, man. Me and Jay were talking about down there. Like that's a good fucking tune. That's really good. I think I played it for him the first time. He's like, yeah, that's a song. That's a good song. It's like, yeah, I know. Trust me, Jay. I know. But yeah, it's good. It'll be good.
Thank you.
And if you keep, and I think if you keep with the core guys that you're working with, it's just going to keep getting better, right? Because your relationship will keep growing, and you know what you're getting out of each other, and it's going to just be nuts. So I'm terrified and excited to hear what the next song's going to sound like.
That's cool, because I'm glad to hear you say that. It's like terrifying to me too, because I went in to finish Damage Control, and I had kind of like put some pressure on myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm like it turned out so good the first time that would deal with the devil with these guys, and like when I'm talking about how like great it turned out and everything. Like I don't mean that as like a compliment to myself. I mean like that as far as like the guys that I work with really, mm-hmm. I feel took it to the next level.
Yep.
And I just wanted to like, I was like, oh, we're just going to record another song. And then like a few days prior, I'm like, this has to be better or as good as Deal with the Devil. So
putting that pressure on yourself, right?
Yeah. Then like maybe a day before, I'm like, why do this? Like, I think it's going to be pretty good. Why do this to yourself? And like these guys just like, and I hadn't been practicing with anyone. So like I heard the drum track months prior, mm-hmm. But Robin gave me like 5 takes of it. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't heard really like the produced track that we put together back in December. Mm-hmm. Like we went through each take, and Carson kind of gave his suggestion of like, I like this here. What do you think? And like we just agreed on like certain parts of takes. It was very interesting. It took a long time too. But I hadn't heard that particular composition in months. So it like when I heard it again, I was like, wow, this really like blew my mind. And I hadn't practiced with Jason, because of the pandemic. Like right. We haven't been like hanging out or anything. Mm-hmm. And then, but I didn't need to. Like I know, like I've been watching him play for years. He's just like a great guitarist. So I'm like, do whatever you want to do, and we'll do some takes and we'll try different stuff. And he just like blew it up. Like he kind of took the general direction of it and just really like spiced it up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's cool. That's really
it was a lot of fun.
It shows. I think it shows in that song that you had fun doing it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a fucking tune, man.
Thank you.
And I can only imagine that little nagging thing in your head saying like, okay, well, fuck, Deal with the Devil's really good. You don't want to come back half-assed.
Right. Yeah, you got to keep the momentum,
You gotta keep the momentum. You have to, or else it's all for nothing.
Right.
That's good. Well, you kept it. You kept it well. I look forward to more. Why don't you take the last 5 minutes here, man, and just tell us how we can help support you through the
Yeah, I guess.
pandemic and just social media, anything like that, whatever you want.
Yeah, just give me a listen. I'm happy to know what you think. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Chris Scheler. That's Scheler is my last name. Or Facebook at Chris Scheler Music. I just love hearing what people think. I like to hear that they enjoyed it. Or if you have suggestions, I'll take that too.
Oh, a suggestion box.
Yeah. I mean, these songs are done. They're set. I'm not re-recording them.
Yeah. Nothing's changing. It's fine.
But maybe I could take it as a lesson for the next song.
Maybe. That's good. That's all.
But yeah, please listen and just drop by and say hi.
Drop by and say hi. He's a friendly person. He likes to talk. He's a good guy. You get a 12 out of 10 from the Limbo podcast, my friend. That's the highest possible rating I can give anyone.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, dude. It's a great song. I'll play it as much as I can. I think I'm playing it on. I think I have it set for Outcast tomorrow too.
Cool.
Sure. If not, it'll be Rock Rage again for sure right away. So it'll be there.
Cool.
And yeah, we'll talk. I do want to get you back in December. I know December's a crazy time for everybody with Christmas and bullshit like that, but we'll sort it out.
Yeah, I think we'll make it work. And yeah, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I mean, just getting out there, supporting artists, kind of helping us get our songs out there. That's awesome. Like that really means everything to us. Like when somebody is supportive like that. So,
well, it's the least I can do. I love music so much, and I don't always have cash to support it, but I can give you my fucking time. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, that's all we need. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. Anytime. All right, man. I'm gonna let you. I'll sign off here and pop this up right away so the good people can hear the greatness.
All right. Thanks a lot, Joe.
I appreciate it, man. You have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you too.